My fellow Americans, tonight I am speaking to you because there is a growing humanitarian and security crisis at our southern border. Every day, Customs and Border Patrol agents encounter thousands of illegal immigrants trying to enter our country.
You are men and women from more than 25 countries, from Brazil to Uganda, from Iraq to the Philippines.
There are those who have argued passionately that we should at least ignore the laws on the books. I believe such an indiscriminate approach would be both unwise and unfair.
In the heart of our great nation, where power, sovereignty, and international relations intersect, a pressing issue unfolds. The States has experienced a huge increase in immigration totaling 11.2 million people, of which most immigrants are students coming from unrestful situations in their own countries. How has the influx of migrant students due to unrestful situations impacted schools in the United States?
Students who came to the U.S., who immigrated to the U.S. because of the unrest over there. And the school district that I worked in Richardson, they took those students, and even though they weren't in our zone, in our area, they were bused over to our school. And so that increased pretty quickly, within a year or two, the diversity within the school.
And I felt that that kind of discriminated the entire program. So after a while, I realized that why more Asians were entering into the program at the PhD level. It is a good thing for us because we wanted that highest achievement of degree, but at the same time, we became the, the labor, or we became the, I cannot put the terminology to that, but I think that's what happened at the later stages, where they were taking advantage of student body to do their work and get all the funding for the projects. At that point, I quit. So that's my experience.
As the rate of immigrant students and faculty increase within the school system, it has been made more clear that schools are trying to accommodate for these new circumstances. As an educator, what policy changes have you seen implemented in order to adapt to this new student and faculty body?
Policy changes, but practices have changed and programs have been instituted and strengthened. So our programs to support second language learners, English language learners, has had to be beefed up. So there wasn't as much of a focus here before. And a lot of the focus has been on dual language for Spanish speakers. But more recently, we have over 100 different languages being spoken by our students in Prosper. And so policies don't change. However, practices have had to change.
How's your experience been working with foreign language students at a foreign school?
So for the past year and a half, I've been working at my local Korean school. And so we have a large number of Korean immigrant kids. And so it's been interesting to see how they navigate bridging the gap between speaking Korean and speaking English.
The sharp increase in immigration is not just characterized by that of the southern border. Students and faculty have mixed emotions on the classification of immigration seen through the large diversity in both school bodies and faculty. Do you believe that people misinterpret immigration as something that is regarded negatively?
Immigration is not a crisis. It's happening, but it's not a crisis. Schools who look at it as a crisis, that's the very first problem. 100%. It's an opportunity. It's it's a truth that is happening. It's a reality, but it's not a crisis. Crisis is when schools don't know how to handle it, but it's of their own making.
So it's definitely interesting when you work with a student for a couple hours and you're talking only in Korean to them, just for them to turn around and speak in English to one of their classmates. So it's definitely cool to see how they navigate the divide between speaking Korean, speaking English, and really the fluency and how they see their identity through that.
There is no easy way to solve the problem at stake, as this is something we don't all see eye to eye. As an educator, as an immigrant, and even a student, we all have different perspectives that shape our own beliefs. Is this an issue with the policies, or is it an issue with the way we look at things? Whether or not people believe that immigration is not a crisis, it is a better way in shaping our nation if done correctly.